here at Epcot. For your safety, please remain seated with your arms, legs, hands, and feet on the boat at all times. Parents, please keep an eye on your children. As courtesy to those around you, please no flash talk, be red video lights, head dark areas of our tour. Once you reach our greenhouses, feel free to take as many pictures as you would like. We should be departing in just one moment. Once you reach those greenhouses, that's not speak to you once again. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy as Nestle the Walt Disney World Company proudly presents Living with a Land.
Discovery and awareness of the richness, the diversity, and the often surprising nature of living with the land. Our journey begins as dramatic and sudden changes are sweeping over the land. The approaching storm may seem violent and destructive to us, but to nature it's an evolutionary cycle of life. Beneath the surface of the land, roots trap water from flowing mud, extracting precious nutrients and minerals. These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the diverse living systems of our planet. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its plant and animal species. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicine, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem miraculous, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use, and sometimes overuse, of the land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our methods. learning to live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for pesticides by using natural predators like ladybugs and wasps to control pests. In Japan, we're learning that by adding composted leaves and other plant material to our soil, we can reduce the need for fertilizers. In farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing in vegetation and adding natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In Saudi Arabia and Mexico, we're learning to produce food on desert pizza by developing the cotton crops that thrive and fertilize. Tomorrow's growing needs for food production, yet still respect the needs of the land. Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead.
Hello, and once again, my name is Betty. In our living laboratory, scientists from Epcot, the Department of Agriculture, NASA, and Nestle are exploring innovative, sustainable methods of food production. As a part of this effort, we are working with future harvest centers to showcase new ideas from around the world. The jackfruit trees on your left can produce fruit that weighs up to 40 pounds. The jackfruit is very high in vitamins, proteins, and carbohydrates. Having a jackfruit is like having a well-balanced daily diet all in one package. The suspended trees on your right are being grown in Africa to help replenish the soil and to increase crop yield. These fast-growing trees are actually taking nitrogen from the air and releasing natural fertilizers into the ground. By growing these trees among other crops, some farmers have been able to quadruple their harvest. They not only provide food for people and livestock, but firewood for homes. Almost 60% of world's taro is being grown in Africa. These plants thrive in wetlands and moist soil, making it perfect for areas where most other crops will not grow. The root of the taro looks much like a potato. Like a potato, it can be baked, boiled, mashed, and even fried. The taro root is a low-cost staple of Africa. When I mention farming, you probably don't think about fish. But fish farming, or aquaculture, is being used around the world to increase yields and to protect wild fish stocks. The tilapia is a favorite among fish farmers. In Asia, they are being raised in rice paddies, where the fish waste provides a natural fertilizer for the rice. This is a great example of sustainable resource management. Alligators, like the baby American alligators on your right, are no longer an endangered species. In fact, there are over 1 million alligators here in Florida alone. Aquaculture is one of the main reasons for the recovery. Most alligators are bred on farms for their meat hides or this play a key role in wetland conservation. Worldwide aquaculture already produces about 20% of all fish consumed. Here at the land, we can produce about 6,500 pounds of fish per year. The fish we raise in aquafowl are actually served in a Walt Disney World restaurant. Pumpkins and corn are just two of the many crops originating in Latin America. Today, scientists in Mexico and India are working together to make corn more nutritious. The corn growing on either side of the boat look and taste exactly like regular corn, but they have the same amount of protein as cow's milk. This is a major breakthrough in fighting malnutrition. The geosynth you see here is an ancestor today of corn or maize. Through centuries of selective breeding, these weedy-like plants have developed into the world's most widely used grain. In our next greenhouse, we are exploring innovative methods of growing Asian crops. By growing plants vertically, we can increase the airflow throughout the leaves, which reduces the amount of plant disease. You can try the same technique at home by growing plants on trellises. The Asian cucumber is another way that we fight disease. We grow this variety because it is resistant to powdery mildew, abundantly damages plants and reduces crop yield. By growing plants that are disease resistant and by using beneficial insects, we have dramatically reduced the use of pesticides. The winged bean on your right is a plant you may be seeing more of very soon. All parts of this plant are edible, high in proteins, that taste great in stir-fry. It even releases nitrogen and natural fertilizer to the soil as it grows. Some people are calling the winged bean the next miracle plant. There are well over 800 species in the gourd family. The fruit, flower, young leaves of all gourds are edible, and most are very high in vitamins. The wax gourd is over 55 pounds. It's used as a base of soup. The wax gourd is very popular in China. In our creative greenhouse, scientists are exploring cutting-edge research that may change the way we grow our crops. You must have noticed we have no soil in our greenhouses. This technique is called hydroponics and is only being used in areas where soil has been depleted. We're taking this process one step further by adding a computer-controlled drip irrigation system. We're also experimenting with aeroponics. The squash gets all the oxygen it needs in the air. Water nutrients are sprayed onto no roots as they pass through the mist boxes. In our laboratory, Epcot scientists and the Department of Agriculture are working together to improve plants by using biotechnology. And our last experiment out of this world. Scientists and NASA are studying plants that may one day be used in space colonies. There is so much more that we can learn from nature and science about living on the land. The laboratories you have seen here today are just one small part of the story. One harvested, each crop needs to be handled with care on their journey to the field to our table. The fruits and vegetables we grow in our greenhouses are served just above us in the Garden Grill restaurant. Scientists from Nestle and other organizations are dedicated to improving the quality and taste of the foods we enjoy and rely on. If we all work together, we can help preserve the land as a precious and beautiful resource and still meet the needs of our growing world. Then and only then will we be truly living with the land. If you would like to take a closer look at our greenhouses, stop by the Green Thumb Emporium for more information about the behind-the-scenes tour. The behind-the-scenes tour is led by members of our science team. On behalf of Nestle and the Walt Disney World Company, I would like to thank you for joining me on this journey. For your safety, please remain seated with your arms, legs, hands, and feet bent low until we come to a complete stop in our dock area. Upstairs, we have Circle of Life, an animated fable about the environment, featuring Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba, and in this animated feature, The Lion King. Just here around our accent, we have a rock and roll concert on good nutrition. Food rocks and characters such as Peach Boys and Chubby Chatter. At this time, please look around, gather for all your first bite. Once we come to a complete stop, you'll be exiting towards your right and the rear of the boat. Please go ahead and watch your step. Have a wonderful day at Epcot.